Well, welcome to Shifting Perspective of Autism with Vicki Westra. And I am Vicki Westra. And I'm so excited to be here today with our special guest. And I'm going to introduce her in a second. But I just wanted to just share Autism Shifts, our organization and our mission is really to create exponential shifts within the autism community by providing access to transformational education and tools to equip us all to achieve emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being. And so this podcast is actually an opportunity for us to see people within the community that have shifted. So today my guest is Stephanie Weiderstrand, and she is going to talk to us a little bit about her journey. I actually met Stephanie when she invited me to be on an Empowering Autism Summit that she is hosting, and I'm going to have her tell you all about it in the end of October. But Stephanie, welcome.
Hi, Vicki. Thank you for inviting me here. I'm, really honored to be here on your podcast.
Well, I was very excited to have you on, especially as you and I had a chance to connect, and I just found so many similarities in our story. And you're not in the US. Tell our audience where you live.
Okay, for me, my family and I are living in Sweden. We've been living here for many years because my husband is Swedish. But I'm actually not from Sweden. I'm actually from another part of the world too.
Yeah.
I come from Asia, which is a little tiny island called Singapore.
Yes.
And but for many reasons, I moved to the other side of another continent because of love.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, it's so funny because I'm meeting so many international people. But what that tells us is this is universal, and we have a universal connection with one another, no matter where in the world that we're at. So Stephanie, tell us a little bit about your story and your journey and being in the autism community today.
I mean, you said that, our stories connected so much. And like I said, when I first found you, I told you I wanted to meet you because you connected to me in so many ways because I understood what you went through. And like I said, for many reasons why we do what we do today, it's love. I moved, many thousands of miles, for love. And what I do, which I set up, beyond special, it's love too. And that is my daughter who inspires me so much. And she is incidentally on the autism spectrum. She has been diagnosed also for ADHD, sensory processing disorder, and so on and so forth. The list goes on.
All those acronyms, right? That
yes,
we didn't know what they were when we got them, and we was like, "What is all this?" But what age was that? What age did you get the diagnosis?
She was actually diagnosed with autism when she was 6, but she had her first diagnosis when she was 2.5.
Okay.
So, and at that point, they diagnosed her of global developmental delay, ADHD, sensory, and all this, but she didn't get the autism. But even at that point of time, I really went on the let's fix all this. She's going to get better. She's going to do all this kind. I don't believe my daughter. It's like that. Okay, maybe bluntly speaking, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Totally.
So I did all I could, I sent her for the best therapies, I homeschooled her, I drained my bank accounts, just to get her the best support that she get. I even quit my well-paying job and all this, just to help her.
Yeah.
And in the process of helping her, things didn't really get better, you know? And like I said, when she was 6 years old, she had her second diagnosis. And that was when the psychologist told us that not only she was severely on the autism spectrum, she had severe intellectual disabilities. So I was just thinking, are you saying that few years where I put all my hard work and, you know, everything I went in did not help her?
Right.
And that was like so painful. And I think that was the biggest depression I ever felt. Then, you know, like, how is it that I put all that work and she got worse?
Right. Right.
That was, and to top that, things on the home front for my family, whether it's my husband and I have 2 other kids too, were not going too well too. So, and it was a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And I asked myself what I was going to do. And the first thought was, okay, a very natural thing is like, let's double up on more therapy, let's double up on, you know, all that homeschooling stuff and things like that. But then I stopped myself and I said, hey, wait, when was the last time you had fun with your daughter? They didn't have a lesson, didn't have an agenda or something like just have fun, connected.
Yeah.
And I was spending 24/7, but I could not answer with her, and I could not answer that question. And I realized, oh, this is bad, you know.
Yes.
I
You're striving for something, and it's not that fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I decided I canceled everything. I said for a few months, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to focus on having fun. That was my mission. My mission is to have fun.
Yes.
To connect with her, to love her for her. And, you know, just doing things with her that I never dared to do, like bringing her to watch a movie.
Right.
Like bring her ice skating, like bring her rock climbing, all that kind of stuff, trying new food, seeing new places, you know, every day for at least for 6 weeks, we were doing that continuously, just having fun.
Wow. What was the feeling when you kind of let go of this, I've got to fix her, right? Because that's kind of the mindset that we might get in, and a lot of our listeners might be there. I know I went through that whole phase of got to fix her, got to make her okay because she's not okay today. But it seems like you made this decision, and then even when you talk about it, your face lights up. Did you feel like just a relief in that, like an energy, your energy relief, and just, hey, let's have fun? You set an intention, whether you knew it or not. It's like, let's have fun, which we call the green zone, by the way, over here in this chart. The highest level is that having fun, experiencing joy. So how did that shift affect you, you know, first?
I guess it was a lot of relief.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, I didn't know where this was going to take me, to be honest. I had no idea, but I just like saying, it's important. She is a child after all, you know, autism or autism disability or not, you know, all kids wants to have fun, wants to connect with their parents, and what makes her any different?
Yes.
And
great realization.
So I guess, like I said, I may not know all the answers then, but I felt this weight off my shoulders.
That's a good sign.
This weight,
we're on the right path.
and just doing things that we love. And the only thing that we did apart from having fun was that every day we made it a point to journal down our day. That was the only thing I expected her to do.
Yeah.
Let's write down a day. I mean, she was minimally verbal, and I didn't know whether she could spell, but I would just like, okay, what did we do today? And she may not answer, or sometimes she would just say very single words, things like that. So I went to the movies, and so I would say it out loud for her,
Right.
or if she said cinema, then I said, okay, good for you. And then I would, like, on the keyboard, on the computer, I would just hold her hand. Whether, like I said, she showed no signs of spelling them, because when I asked her anything, she just looked at me.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I held her hand, and then we started typing. I went to the movies today. We watched, is it the Great Dinosaur, or the dinosaur show?
Yeah.
It was the first movie that we watched. And then through time, just 2 weeks, I'm not talking about months or years, just 2 weeks of doing it, I realized her hand was naturally moving to the right letters. And it was like, maybe I was imagining it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it can't be. It can't be, because,
Can't be. Yes.
yeah, I don't, but but I then realized she could spell. She may not say it out loud, but she could spell. And that was when I got more adventurous, and I started asking her things, more complex questions, not just a simple, things.
Right.
And she had the answers for it.
Yep.
And that got me curious, really, really curious. Oh my God, what is happening here? Then I started asking her funny things, like about history, about maths and things. And I was like, hey.
And she knew it.
She knew it.
Yeah.
How is it that the psychologist and also that she had severe intellectual...
Oh my gosh, I know. Gosh, well, it's so much. Yeah, it's so much about what we see. We're very, five sensory. So what we see, with our eyes. So especially when it comes to the non-speaking community, what we see is those that aren't able to communicate. And because we don't have any explanation for it, we say, well, they're, developmentally delayed, or they have cognitive abilities. And it's so interesting because my daughter is in what's called the unreliable speaking community. So she has some words, but they're not always reliable. A lot of it is motor skills. And what you went through with helping her to type it out was starting to make the connection between what's up here and what her body can do. This is like I could probably go on for an hour with this topic, and I won't, but I was listening to a young man that was on. He was a non-speaker, and he didn't make any connections until he was 12, so older than your daughter. Mm-hmm. And he just graduated from Harvard College.
Wow.
And he's a non-speaker, but he said that what he shared was that non-speakers do not have any cognitive abilities. And that really shakes up our belief that people that can't speak, they can't communicate with words, they are communicating on a whole bunch of different levels, can have everything they need up there. So that's another shift in perspective. And I'm so glad that was part of your journey to make that connection with your daughter, right? And that was all on your own. no therapist or anything else. So how exciting for you. So what did this do for you and for her?
I guess what really, since then, like I said, she is my biggest inspiration. And she gave me hope that, life could be better. Mm-hmm. It was not better there, definitely, but it was definitely there was hope and things like that. And I really went on a mission of just wanting to help families, to inspire families to raising children on the autism spectrum, find hope, peace, and clarity, even amidst the stress and the chaos, to find meaningful lives. And that our children's, whether you call it, a different ability or a disability, whatever you want it to call it, it's not to let them stop us from creating our best possible lives, but in fact, to use their different ability to motivate us to live a better life. And that is what I want. So, like I said, she motivates me so much. From being not the most organized person in the world, not liking my routines, she taught me the beauty of my routines, my rhythm and all. Or she taught me to be patient when I'm not the most patient person. And she told me to have faith, even though when I don't see it.
Yes.
And so I think part of this journey is that I realized that even when times are better, the rain will always come. The storm will come every now and then, because unless I am God and who can control the weather, the rain will come.
Yes, absolutely. It always says, well, your story is so key in so many different ways. So I think some of the things you did, and hopefully, our viewers and our listeners can take this away. You stopped at some point. You said, gosh, this approach that I'm taking, right? And it was an approach to fix your daughter, therapy, it was striving for that. You kind of stopped. So you took a pause and you said, wait a second, where is this leading me to? And you just, probably by asking that question, you got inspired to, hey, let me do something totally different now. I'm just going to make it about having fun. And I tell you, that piece of it, that connecting to your child in a different way, not in a way that says, I'm trying to change you here, but it's like, I want to have fun with you. I want to get to know you. I want to develop a connection with you. Maybe we don't logically think it in our heads, but that's what I kind of got from your story, that's what you were doing.
I mean, for me, through time, I realized that there are three family essentials that helps families with special needs children thrive.
Okay.
And the first approach, which it's love and acceptance.
Okay.
It's love and acceptance for the child, label or not, you need to look at that. Yes. And that is very important, because love and acceptance, as you can see, when things are not moving, it's like the oil in the relationship that just got the wheels churning a bit, because nothing was going, even despite all the efforts, resources, everything into it. So love and acceptance is the key to just forward, to start the wheels going. The second essential is basically what I call, everyone matters. Okay. And I have a family. I have 2 other kids. I have my husband. I have myself. So if you are here, I mean, this journey, this atypical parenting journey, it's a marathon. Okay? It's not a sprint. Oh, if I put everything in my kid, no matter what, things are not going to work.
Yeah.
Forever, it's just going to break down. You're going to be tired. You're going to be all
right.
So I realized there are times I need to put myself first. I need to put my husband. I need to put my other children, and then I can help her, because we are in a better version of ourselves to support her.
That's so beautiful.
And the third one, which is my biggest favorite, it's despite the challenges, is to create, instead a proactive action. That means is to create a life of design, not by default. And it's making intentional actions every single day to move forward. And we love that. Like I said, we may not have perfect answers going forward, but we have perfect intentions. And that's good enough.
Definitely. Well, I love those three. And I would just add, I use those. The first one, love and acceptance. I say again, the analogy I use for you, when we're trying to fix our child, okay, not help them, okay, because there's a difference when we're trying to fix, like we're trying to cure them of autism, we're trying to fix their autism, we really want to make them someone different than who they are. Our children feel that, right? And I know our daughter Gabby felt it. So from there, if you talk about unconditional love and acceptance, it means, hey, I love you just the way you are. If you need some support in this area, yes, we can support you there. We can get you some support in this area, but it's not really changing the way or the person that you are. Nobody wants to be changed, right? Everybody, all of us universally want to be loved unconditionally. So I think that's a really key piece. The second, everyone matters. I remember our doctor at the time early on telling us, you all need to go out on date nights, and of course our life was consumed by our daughter. It sounds like yours was too, and you had 2 other kids. Yeah. But oftentimes we don't take care of ourselves. And we get into this place of, well, I don't have time for myself. I have to take care of my child or my children or my husband. And I would tell you, for families, this is so important as parents, that we make sure we do the things that fill up our cup. So the things that put us in the green zone, right? Up here, hope, appreciation, excitement. When we're filled up, then we can flow into our children, right? We can support them. When we have nothing to give, when we're on like empty, there's nothing that we can support them with. So please take this to heart, because I think Stephanie has done a really great job with this. And then the proactive plan. And I think part of this is the intention setting. What do you want for your family? Right. And I hear you, Stephanie, when I hear you talking, I hear you about setting intentions, right? I want to have fun. I want to have a good time. I want to have adventures in my life, right? I've heard you say all those things. And so you're putting out intentions of what you want. And as we put out intentions, we have to have faith. And faith is, faith in what we don't see yet, but that we believe it can happen, that we have hope that it can happen. So I think these 3 things are so key for our families. And I thank you for sharing them, because obviously they've made a big impact in your family.
Yes. But like I said, the rain is always there. But how we want to, it's not waiting for the storm to pass. It's just learning to dance in the rain.
Yes, that's beautiful. Yes.
And so that is what it is. If we can learn to dance, we can find joy, rewards, and blessings even through the challenges. We can be better people for our children, for ourselves.
For our families, for all of it. That's so wonderful. So tell us how this transitioned into you now making a shift and creating a company around helping other families. When did all of this happen?
Well, all these happened about 2 years ago. Okay. That I started, again, different seasons in life, you go through the phase of being the mother, or in sense, like, how do I grow? And that's the beauty of setting intentions. You may not see it, but each season brings different transitions. Okay, but maybe that's a totally different story. I'm going off track now. Sorry about that. But how I started this Empowering Autism Summit, it's, just the desire of helping families raising children on the autism spectrum, because I remember just feeling so lost, so alone, even though I know there are families out there, but I just feel that I was just here all by myself. And that's not true. I met you and
we're in different countries and we connected.
I met so many people all around the world, and it's like, gosh, we share this story with our kids and all. So I just connected with different people, whether it's parents, whether it's autism specialists, things like that. And they share their experiences and stories about different things. And in my summit, I just don't talk about the kid, because very often I see a lot of summits, they focus on, let's fix this behavior, this tantrum, and it's all valid. It's all valid. I'm not discounting that. But like I said, everyone matters. That is my philosophy. So I look into other topics that's not just about the child.
Right.
Like, for example, the summit, I got a marriage counselor. And one of the few things is that there are high divorces rates in special needs families. Mm-hmm. So, and that is something we need to protect. We need to understand, or how to develop our kids' potential, or homeschooling, or, if you have health issues, how do you go on? Even with the best intentions, even with the biggest love. Yeah. How do you go on when you have anxiety, you're plagued with anxiety, health issues, fatigue?
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
These are real things that people are going through. And I love the fact that you're addressing that, right? Here's some things we can do. Like, we don't need to be stuck in that, right? There are some things that we can do to live in the green zone. So I really think that's awesome. And you also have a website, right? Because you're also teaching some courses. Tell us about that.
Again, yes, I'm teaching some courses about this, and it's all about helping families to thrive, even as a special needs family. Like I said, it's finding that inner peace and joy. It's to move away from being this what is called reactive chaos. You have one problem after another and things like that. But how to move to find that, peaceful harmony, that proactive peaceful harmony. It's not just peace, because if we want to live the life we want, we need to be proactive about it. And that is, again, putting out intentional steps with our simple daily actions. Yes. And so I just want to encourage families out there to dream big. Yes. And, go forth and create their best possible lives with their special needs children, because it can be amazing. I wasn't feeling that way, to be honest. In the beginning, I just said, like, gosh, is this my life forever?
Yes. Is this how hard it's going to be, right?
Yes. Yeah. But as you say, when we shift intentions, and move to the green zone, we can see possibilities and hope and peace.
Yeah. So I often say that as an autism community, we often spend a lot of time in the red zone, right? And the red zone down here is filled with, things like worry and frustration and anger. Why did this happen? Fear, I think the most common one is, yeah, me too. What's going to happen to my child when I'm no longer here? That's a fear-based place, right? And I get it, I live there, but I will tell you that's no fun. And I know you live there too, and it wasn't very much fun for you. But at some point when you hit rock bottom, which is what we both did, right? We hit that place of depression, despair. It's so against who we are and our spirit. And I think what this is calling us, as especially as an autism community, I think as a world entirely, just with all the hard things we faced this past couple of years, but what it's calling us to is to another place. It's calling us to the green zone. It's saying that we have the power to create that. We have the power within us to create anything we want. But first, we have to have the hope for it. So the green zone, you step in and hope. When you start hoping, you start being able to look at the future and say, I hope for something different. I hope for fun. Mine was I just want to be happy. I want to have more fun, more joy in my life. Those were kind of the intentions. They don't have to be specific. Start with some general intentions. And then the doors will start opening up for you if that's really your intention. And you stay focused on your intention, you can shift yourself from where you're living today, could be in the red zone, to start living and spending more time in the green zone.
Which brings back to the beginning, why I do a lot of things because of love. Remember? And instead of letting fear make your decisions, because when we make decisions out of fear,
yeah,
I tell you, those are one of my worst decisions.
Those are the worst. They align with your fear, and they're going to bring you more fear.
They're going to bring you more fear and things like that. But choose love and make decisions because of love. I may not know, but I want to do this because she means so much to me. And the dishes, when we choose love, our decisions become more rational, more thoughtful, and things like that. So that's all I can say.
Yes.
Love.
Yeah, choose love. Well, and I know that the viewers can't see there's 22 emotional levels, but guess what's at the top? Love, right? Love, joy, freedom, empowerment. Those are our highest level emotions. When we're in this place, we are most connected to who we are. So our decisions are going to be aligned with who we are. They're going to bring us more of those things when we're making decisions from that place that align with helping us create that kind of life. So it's so good when I meet fellow shifters, because I feel like if we as an autism community get into living in the green zone and making decisions and being empowered to create things like you, Stephanie, with your organization. There's so many parents out there that are doing so many amazing things. And I love seeing our autism population out there advocating and empowered to make changes for themselves. Once more and more of us do that, we're going to see exponential shifts, which is what, I shared as part of our mission, is the exponential shifts that we need to see. Okay. Things are not right now the way we might want it to be, but they can change very quickly. And you just heard how Stephanie's life changed very quickly. It did the same for me. And it can happen for you as well. So I'm excited that you shared your story. So where can they go? Where can our viewers go? Because if you can share a little bit about the Empowering Autism Summit that's coming up.
Okay. You can go to the Beyond Special Empowering Autism Summit. You can find that in the link under your show notes, I would guess.
Yes.
And just sign up. We have 10 of our speakers. Vicky will be there, where you will be speaking on how to live a life of hope and love.
Yeah.
And shifting our perspectives. And, she is so amazing. And we have other amazing speakers. So check it out. We have topics that is for the whole family, for your kids, for yourself and all. So join us. Be empowered. Take the step and discover the way forward, not backwards, forward with autism. So that is what I encourage you to do today.
I love it. I love it. Again, so Stephanie's website is www.beyond with a hyphen special.com. So that's where you can find Stephanie's website. And Stephanie, it's been such a pleasure to talk to you again. You're such a light. You're such a light. And I'm so excited about the work you're doing. And, I think as you continue, you're going to help so many more families really find their way forward, right? Not backward, forward in a fun and positive way.
Mm, definitely.
Well, thank you for being here
doing that too. So I'm also excited to see how you've been growing and all. So
this is awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I look forward to connecting again.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.